so she got it. Followed up with a phone call, and probably another phone call, and didn't quite hear from her until probably about 2 months ago, maybe. So that led us to having a facial. I let her use the product for 30 days just to see if it did what it should do. We had to adjust a little bit, but then after about 6 weeks, we started seeing, and now you are the Mary Kay skin. So doesn't she look wonderful? And then she started asking a few questions. So I sent her, and this is that yours or mine? That's yours. I sent her, and I have not followed up with her because I wanted to do it tonight, a CD by Lori Cray, so it was a marketing CD, that I thought would hit her where she's at with her family. So she happened to listen to that, and I sent the autobiography, which I don't believe she got all the way through. But enough to get some of the gist of it. Okay. So we have not talked the business, so I am actually going to go through the information of the marketing plan that you all, probably have printed off. I will tell you, I've got a second one here that I went through today. I think you're going to find me combining the two. But I'm going to go through this because this is the one you all have right now. You'll see that I'm not really going to read everything. I'll pick and choose kind of as I go through it. But, Carrie is new to this, and this would be exactly how I would do this interview. Other than, I would never wear a suit to an interview. Because you don't want to, I wouldn't wear a dress, and I'm not going to take this off because it's bare arms. I would wear a cardigan. I would be far less business looking because you don't want to be intimidating. If this were in her home, and let's say I was interviewing her after a class, this is just a little bit of the psychology of how you want to set up an interview. I would, if there was one chair, she'd be in it, I'd be sitting on the floor. This would be where I'd maybe kick my shoes off. Okay, so just be relaxed. Don't be this robot doing this, because that is not what kind of an opportunity we're offering her. So does that make sense there? So pretend I don't have this armor on, I don't have this suit on, so if you can please pretend I don't have it on, that would be good too. So, tell me this.
She didn't even look at me.
Oh, we're talking back there. And you know what? Kelly's actually going to record this, and we're going to put it on the website. So you can kind of revisit.
Okay.
Is that okay? Here's a favor. I guess I should ask that before. Maybe not. Maybe not. But anyways, at least for your training, just to stream on the TV. But let me ask you this. With what you have listened to thus far, read, now you've got a little feeling, because I did want her to kind of get a feel of the meeting. I did warn her that we might be a little crazy. And really, you guys weren't so crazy. I mean, we were crazy. You probably have some questions. We'll see if I answer them in here. And if I were doing this, this kind of comes to a pretty hard close. I am not going to do that tonight. I'm not going to put her on the spot with that. I'm going to give her a 24, I'm just going to do like I would normally do, unless I really knew that she needed to be pushed into say yes. So I probably will kind of deviate away from that tonight. But my question now, before we even get started, with the little bit that you've done and read and heard and seen and felt tonight, if you had a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'd rather pick up pop cans alongside the road than do something like Mary Kay, or 10 is, hey, I'm ready to sign. Where do you see yourself in that interest level? Honestly.
I don't know. I'm a little gun shy, I guess.
Okay.
Not because it sounds,
Sounds too good to be true?
yeah.
Understand. So you definitely put yourself under 5.
No, maybe
A 5. Okay, so she's kind of middle of the road right now. So let's see if I do any sort of a job here that raises her. If I get her to a 6, I'm going to feel like I'm okay. And if I keep her at a 5, then she's really in an not ready to make a decision. And if I drop her, then fire me and I'm out the door. That's the way it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of take you through kind of a step-by-step, really not read everything on here, just kind of give you the tips of, the best part of each page. So, I think you realize the products are a quality product. I remember when I was being interviewed, they said the products sell themselves. Well, they don't have legs on them and walk out your door. I mean, there is some, some appointments that you have to hold, but the beauty of it is that we are recognized as having the #1 loyalty, customer loyalty. We have the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval, which I know at your age is probably not that big a deal. At our age, we know what a big deal that is. It just means that our products do what they say they do, okay? We have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and you are witness to that, because I gave you the product to try, and if, there was no problem, if it didn't work, you got to try it before you bought it. We are made in the US of A, which is a wonderful thing, and there are not really a lot of cosmetic companies out there that can say that. Consumable, recession-proof, we do not test on animals, and we have some of the highest quality research that goes into the testing of our products. Okay? Most women come in because they want to earn some extra money. Now, how much money you want to earn, whether that's pocket change and it's $50 a week, or whether you would have a larger goal. Sometimes you don't even really know what you can do with it, but the beauty of it is you can pick that and make that decision on your own. The way we market the actual product is through a skincare class, much like what you sat at tonight. 3 to 6 people sitting around a table trying the product. We do the same exact presentation on 1 or 2 people. We just call it a facial. And then if you heard any of the activity up here, a lot of our business is on reorders because we're selling a consumable product, okay? And what we do is we teach skincare, we teach color, the try before you buy approach, and we do offer on-the-spot delivery, okay? Now, here is where I think it's key, as you were kind of explaining to me about your situation of, your 2 boys are in school, will be in school next year. And she's got an adorable little girl who's been here for a facial too. So what this actually does, and this is that weekly plan sheet I was just talking about, kind of allows you, and if you were to decide to do this, this is where we would start. And you would say, I'm willing to give this much time to the business, and we kind of work through that and see exactly what do you want to do with this. Because every woman comes in for a different reason and for a different financial goal, or maybe just to get out of the house and stay sane. I mean, there's just all kinds of reasons women look at it. And I think the uniqueness of the company is in our priorities of God first, family second, career third. And I think if you could talk to any of the women here tonight, you would hear that it's amazing to us. Really, we don't know if we're at a revival meeting or if we're at a Mary Kay event. It truly is incredible. I will revisit this, but have you ever made a $100 buying mistake, or do you ever go to Target and you get home and you wonder, really? What today? Okay, perfect example. I mean, sometimes I know $100 is a lot. It seems like a lot, but I can tell you, all of us women have probably wasted $100 and wonder where it went. I think the beauty of the Mary Kay Starter Kit, which is $100, and I'll show you what comes in that, can change your life. And everybody takes something different out of that kit. Some people really never take much out of it, and others take all kinds of things out of it. So that sometimes with your fear factor, you would say, oh, I can't imagine there's that much in there for me. But you never know. You just never know. Then, we don't have you sign an agreement and say, okay, Carrie, call me when you get a free car. You could do that in 1 to 4 months, see ya. We take you through a step-by-step training process. And you observe some classes. I do a class or 2 or 3 for you, whatever it is, to get your confidence level to a point that you think, you know what, I think I can do this. And the company has some great tracking programs for new consultants to start at a very low level of activity, or, Perfect Start, Power Start if you want to do a little bit more. So again, that kind of comes along with, okay, I've said yes, now what? And we just work to customize the plan for you. Okay? I like this page because this actually kind of takes you through the process of team building and promotion in the company. I'm not going to spend any time on that tonight, but it is that simple. And it's mapped out here pretty clearly for you. And then the free Mary Kay cars. I mean, you know I drive the pink Cadillac. We have other free cars out there. That is another huge avenue of income, because actually the company awards you a free car every 2 years with the production requirements met. They pay your license tab and fees and 85% of your insurance. And if you don't like pink, you can take cash. So, and you don't start out pink, they kind of ease you into it because now it's black cars, so gray and black. So they also do a great job of rewarding us, because one of the, when Mary Kay started the company 50 years ago, she said, you know what, let's give real prizes. Let's not give hams and turkeys, let's give diamonds and you know, those types of things. So this is where I think sometimes we just think, oh sure, like I could win that, like I could earn that. Yeah, you can. And if a woman says, you know, I don't like diamonds, it's because she has none. Our motto here is, if it's free, it's for me. If it's free, it's for me. Simple as that. Tax benefits, you know, and there again, that gives you the ability to run a business in your home, you're self-employed, and it's legal and honest tax benefits. In fact, the company actually has a form from the IRS that actually gives you exactly what you can deduct on a monthly, weekly, and monthly basis. Simple way to track that so that it doesn't, you know, get all crazy. But just a few of the things are your car expense, your telephone, supplies, gifts and demos, postage, your in-home office, and any travel related to Mary Kay. This right here is what helped me make my decision, and I think this could have, you know, relieved you some of that tension of what would I do with this. As a consumer, we've already said you've got your 100% satisfaction guarantee. As a consultant, and most consultants start with some sort of product on their shelf. Not a mandatory thing, but it's up to you. But let's just say you said yes to this and that you did stock some of the product. If you decided either 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years from now that you didn't want to do this anymore, you can literally box up your product, send it back to Mary Kay, and anything that you've purchased in the previous year, they will pay you 90 cents on the dollar for. So you don't have to paint your house with it. You don't have to wax your floors with it. I mean, you can send it back and they will pay you back. There's not a company out there that does that. It's pretty amazing. Mary Kay was a real person. She started the company in 1963, so we are super excited because we're celebrating our 50th year this year. Woohoo! Everything about her, and I'm sure even in the bit of the autobiography that you read, that you saw the uniqueness of this company. And we mentioned the golden rule. And I think the positive environment, and you have a family, and you probably realize the motto, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. We make it a real goal to make sure that every woman that walks through this door on a Monday night feels better when she leaves our space. And that comes from the training and teaching of Mary Kay. I mean, she was an incredible woman. The theme for our year is One Woman Can. And when she started this business, it was her and 9 of her best friends. And we have now grown to 35 countries. And so we're a global market now because of her. That, ladies, is a dream. So, and this just kind of says how many consultants we have, but the interesting thing here, because that is a question that a lot of people ask, so is it saturated here or any of that? We may have 2 million consultants worldwide, but we're only on 10% of the faces. So there's 90% of people walking with the wrong product on their face. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Personally, there is no price tag on what this does for a woman. The self-confidence you gain, the challenge and the purpose of just seeing what you can do as a woman. And you know, I mean, you could be, you know, scared with your teeth chattering, your knees knocking when you start. And if you start this business and trust me with that first step, sometimes I like to think of it like if it was dark when you left here tonight, your headlights would not show from here to your house. But you have to trust your headlights to take you to a certain distance, and then they'll shine further. That's exactly what this Mary Kay opportunity is for you. It's a step-by-step, as fast or as slow as you wanna go, for you to do what you wanna do with a business, okay? It helps you develop new skills. I honestly didn't know I was prize motivated until they kept dangling all